Hello, welcome to episode 27 of the Epic Film Challenge 2, 1,000 more movies you must see before you die. Young Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein. Und. Classic Mel Brooks comedy. You know, Mel Brooks is just like... a Mel Brooks film is a Mel Brooks film. Spaceballs is one of my favourite comedies ever. Blazing Saddles is very good. And this was one of the big ones. You know, Mel Brooks likes to tackle certain films and just send them up big time. I mean, he's done other films, but you know, Spaceballs, big sci-fi parody. Blazing Saddles, he does the western. Silent movie, he did silent films, which I haven't seen yet. And this one, Young Frankenstein, was obviously a big homage to like all the, particularly, you know, the Universal monster horror films from the 30s and stuff. It's filmed in black and white, and it's basically a remake of Frankenstein, you know. And what's his name? Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka. Great actor. He's just such a brilliant actor. It's a shame that he doesn't act anymore because he's still around, but he just hasn't made a film in ages. But he plays. Is he the son of Baron von Frankenstein, something like that?
He's the grandson.
Or the grandson. He's got the lineage, but he doesn't like to acknowledge it. So he says, "No, my name's Frankenstein, not Frankenstein." And the first like 5-10 minutes of the film are quite serious. Like it deals with him. Well, there's jokes in there and stuff, but like it takes its time setting up his story and everything, and then it starts to go on, and he goes off to the castle and you know whatever, and builds this. He eventually gets lured into the idea of building this monster, Frankenstein's monster, played by Peter Boyle, who was brilliant as the Frankenstein. Huh? Yeah, he's a big guy. And I thought he was brilliant as Frankenstein's monster. Like,
I feel like I've seen him before.
Yeah, he's in loads of stuff. You'd recognise him if you saw a picture of him now.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was great as the monster. Like genuinely, like I thought he did a great performance. The same with Gene Wilder. I thought he was amazing. Like he was the main character.
Oh.
Like he was hilarious, but also like when he got really wild and was just proper like ah. It was such a great kind of theatrical performance, I thought, and it worked on 2 levels. Then you have a guy who what's his name, Igor. Holy cow! Like I had to look it up. He does look like that did look like that in real life.
It was him. I knew it was him. He's not that big.
No.
He's short, isn't he?
Well, I don't know how they pulled it off because he looked massive in the film.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's a comedic actor, Peter Boyle.
I knew I recognised those eyes.
I thought she was just looking on her phone because she was bored. Anyway, I was trying not to take notice. But yeah, the guy who plays Igor, like his eyes like bulge out of his head when he first turns up. It's like such a shocking moment.
I know. How are those his eyes? What's his real name? Because I want to look.
I don't know, but he does look like that. His you know, he's got a very distinctive look, and.
You seen those world records, Guinness World Records things?
Yeah, the guys
where they actually pop their eyes out of their fucking head.
It's not that bad, but it's pretty close.
I actually at some points thought that was going to happen because he was like bulging them so much. It was insane.
He was great. I thought he was fantastic. Like he was just really funny and just oddball, you know, to the extreme. So the film, just have to take a break because she was looking at pictures of the Marty Feldman. Yeah, there's not much more to say about it really because there's loads of really funny bits in it. How did you?
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you enjoy the humor? I wasn't sure how Connie was going to get on with the.
I thought it was great. Most of it, at least. A lot of it was. Some parts of it was kind of stupid, of course, but yeah. I guess it kind of goes great with the humor nowadays. I think if like teenagers watched it now, they would probably.
I don't know. I feel like comedy these days has really gone down to just fuck this, fuck that, and it's got to be.
It has elements of that kind of humor in it.
I suppose, but it doesn't really resort to. I mean, there's a bit of crudeness in it, but it's all. I just find it more smarter than most of the comedies you see now. I just.
Well, of course.
I really love films like this that are really funny through just. It just feels like a bygone era of comedy.
Walk like this.
Huh?
Walk like this when Igor is walking down the stairs with a little crutch, and he's walking with his hump on his back, and he says, "No, walk this way." He says, "Walk this way," and then he turns around and he gives the little crutch to Willy Wonka dude,
Yeah.
and he has to walk down the stairs like this, and it's just like this little thing. It's really, really funny.
Loads of like Igor, he has a hump on one side, and during one scene it's on the other side. And he's like, wasn't that on the other side? And you know,
What?
and apparently they threw that in there because the actor kept switching it around just to fuck with people on the set. Just
Really?
yeah, and also that walk this way thing. That was the inspiration for the Aerosmith song. You know.
Walk this way. Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's your fun trivia.
That's
for the
cool.
film.
Well, yeah, I thought it was great.
Great little cameo from Gene Hackman as well. Just loads of great little scenes. And
What?
yeah, remember when the blind man who was like, "Oh, just send me someone, I'm so lonely," and Frankenstein's monster walks into his house and he sits down and pours the hot stuff over his hand. That's Gene Hackman.
Oh.
I did mention that while we were watching it, but
Yeah, but I just didn't.
anyway, right. There's not much more to say about it.
I think I was really, really sleepy right then.
Yeah, you. Oh,
we
in
had
fact,
to watch the rest the day after because I was like hitting my face trying to stay awake.
Yeah, we split it up, which I don't normally like to do, but it's kind of a silly comedy, so I didn't feel like we're really missing much by breaking up the viewing over to the next day. But yeah, is it a film you must see before you die? Absolutely, yes. It's a great comedy, just and I love the way that it both takes the piss out of the Universal monster films, but also like pays a great tribute to it. Like the lighting, like the way it's shot and everything is actually really great. And in the lab where he builds his monster, it's all the lab equipment from the original Frankenstein film from the 30s that someone had and gave to Mel Brooks to use in the film. So there's a nice little kind of, and it almost felt like a sequel to it in a way, but you know, as a comedy. So that was interesting, and I'll have to talk about that film at some point, the original Frankenstein. But yeah, so you agree that it is a...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's not much more to say then. Just go see it.
Yeah. Don't have to go and see it because it's not in the cinema anymore.
Yeah, I say that sometimes, but...
Just buy it. Go buy it.
Buy
and
it,
then see
yes.
it.
Buy it and then see it. Yeah, that was awkward, but I'll keep it in. Thanks for watching.
No.
Oh no.